documentaries and playlists on this channel.
Yo, not him just finding this size. When I'm this size now. The fuck? Like, you know how many ago that was?
This heartbreaking story takes us to Houston, Texas. Merseana Struggs, just 29 years old, arrived in Houston with a singular purpose: to build a better life for herself and her young son. She had relocated from Harvey, Louisiana, seeking a fresh start, a safe haven. Friends and family knew her as Mermee, a truly kind soul and a loving mother, daughter, and sister. Her sister called her our family's rock, the one everyone turned to when life got hard. Her dedication to her 8-year-old son was absolute. Friends described her laugh as infectious, her loyalty unwavering. She worked hard, saved carefully, and dreamed of owning her own home someday. Merseana worked tirelessly, exploring every avenue to provide for her child. This led her to only Exclusive Fan, where she created content for subscribers. She maintained clear boundaries, making it known she was only making sell-in contents, not linking up in person. She was active with her clients, committed to maximizing her earnings for her family. Her aspirations were simple: provide stability, provide hope. She was building something truly her own, a new foundation, piece by precious piece. But even the strongest foundations can hide cracks. What is the true cost of fighting for your freedom when the person closest to you becomes your greatest threat? 34-year-old Nicholas Finley entered Merseana's life in January 2024. Initial reports identified him as her boyfriend, though some accounts would later suggest he was her ex-boyfriend. Unlike Merseana, whose life was an open book, Finley's background remains largely unknown. No social media presence, a ghost who left only destruction in his wake. Their relationship moved quickly. By February, he had a key to her apartment. By March, he was driving her car regularly. Friends noticed the shift in power almost immediately. Soon, Merseana's efforts to build her future became tangled in his control. Nicholas became increasingly insecure and possessive about her work. He started demanding money from her earnings, believing he was entitled to a share of the funds she made. He even wanted to control and restrict what she posted online. Their arguments became constant. Merseana realized she would not pay him for any reason, and she would not let him control what she wanted to do in her life. No, she would not let him control her. Her resolve hardened. The car also became a flashpoint. Purchased with her savings before they met, the 2018 Honda Civic represented Merseana's independence. Yet Finley drove it more than she did. When she needed it, she had to ask permission. She decided to leave him for good. When she finally stood up to Finley on July 19th, she crossed an invisible line he had drawn. The line between possession and violence. True freedom, as you are about to hear, would demand an unimaginable price. Car. This was it. Merseana exited her own vehicle and approached him. She was not just retrieving a car, she was reclaiming her property, asserting her independence. This was a direct step towards severing ties, a step towards her freedom. But freedom comes at a cost, especially when facing control. Experts from the Houston Area Women's Center explicitly state that leaving an abuser can be the most dangerous time for a victim. Merseana was now standing at that perilous threshold. It was at this critical juncture that Finley escalated the situation to violence. The confrontation began. Finley drew a pistol and fired a couple times into Merseana. Merseana immediately attempted to flee. She ran through the Cumberland apartment complex in a desperate bid to escape. Her neighbor, Shawnee Drury, witnessed parts of the horrific attack. Drury recounted hiding inside her bathroom as the gunfire continued. She feared for her own life as Finley allegedly shouted threats, vowing to kill everybody in the house for helping Merseana. Merseana, in her struggle, managed to make it into Drury's truck, seeking refuge. However, Finley pursued her relentlessly. He fired 4 or 5 more times over there into the truck. This story, though tragic, holds vital lessons. If you're finding it compelling, please take a moment to like and share this video. Your support helps us share these crucial real-life stories. Despite these severe injuries, Merseana continued her desperate attempt to escape. She managed to move further away. Finley, undeterred, continued his assault. She was still fighting. But for how much longer? Merseana continued to move, trying to get away. But Finley continued his assault, shooting her like 8 more times. Ultimately, Merseana Struggs collapsed. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez's reports confirm the extreme brutality of the final moments. Finley stood over her and shot into her body with a pistol and unloaded gunshots into her. This multi-stage, relentless attack showed sustained intent. Finley's actions went beyond impulsive violence. Did you catch the horrifying detail that hints at Finley's true motive, beyond just rage? His capital murder charge includes the robbery of Merseana's car and purse. Prosecutors believe the theft was either a motivating factor, part of the crime's planning, or occurred concurrently. This suggests a motive that extends beyond pure domestic anger, possibly involving financial control or a desire to facilitate his escape. After the murder, Finley fled the scene, taking Merseana's car and purse with him. He left her body near the entrance of an apartment building. Neighbors say she bled out just outside the apartment complex. By the time first responders arrived, she was already dead. Finley was gone. But would he escape justice for Merseana's final desperate fight?
We are hearing from a woman who says she watched a mother try to run away from her boyfriend's gunfire.
34-year-old Nicholas Finley now is charged with capital murder after detectives say he robbed and killed his 29-year-old girlfriend, Merseana Struggs. It happened at a park, at Cumberland Apartments on July 19th. KPRC2 reporter Corley Peel shares what the witness saw before the shots were fired.
That is wild.
She did not know Merseana Struggs for very long, but she says she was beautiful and kind. She says the moment she heard gunshots, she feared for her friend's life. Bullet holes are found on Shawnee Drury's front door.
It's right here. They're all of them are right here.
Her doorstop is where Merseana Struggs was shot and killed while trying to run from her boyfriend, Nicholas Finley. Drury recalls how it unfolded.
He said he got pulled over and he needed her to bring the insurance card. And so my roommate took her to go down there and he wasn't there. So when they came back, he was sitting right here in her car. And she jumped out and had a confrontation with him. And he shot her a couple times. My boyfriend pushed me back in the house, and we just went in the bathroom, and I just had my hands over my head, and it was so loud. I thought he was coming in the house because he kept saying he was going to kill everybody in the house. He was going to kill us for helping her.
Drury says Struggs fought to get away.
She made it into my truck, I guess, and he shot her 4 or 5 more times over there, and then she managed to make it over here at that point. And he shot her like 8 more times. It was just so senseless, so senseless.
Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says murders involving intimate partners make up 35% of the murders in unincorporated Harris County so far this year. Leaving can be the most dangerous time for a survivor, and the Houston Area Women's Center says if an abuser has a gun, lethality can increase by 500%. We have a list of domestic violence resources on our website at click2houston.com.
Following the murder, deputies from the Harris County Sheriff's Office quickly initiated a search. They located Finley and took him into custody. Nicholas Finley was subsequently charged with capital murder, a charge that specifically includes the shooting death and the robbery of Merseana Struggs' car and purse. Upon his booking into the Harris County Jail, court records indicate that Finley was denied bond. This decision underscores the gravity of the charges. Information on Nicholas Finley's personal background remains very limited publicly. There is no mention of his birthplace, educational background, or specific job occupation. This absence of a clear, detailed history for Finley can make the crime seem even more chilling, as it lacks a discernible why that often helps you process such violence. As of the latest available news reports, published shortly after the incident, Nicholas Finley has been formally charged and is in custody. However, details regarding a trial verdict, a plea deal, or a sentencing outcome for this specific case are not available. The legal proceedings for Nicholas Finley's capital murder charge are still in their preliminary or pretrial phase.